Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.02401 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.54%, and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out the key chart patterns that we have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Vechain from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.02 mark. And starting my analysis here on the daily chart, after making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, and we managed to break above key areas of resistances. But at the key area of resistance at around the $0.03362 mark, we got rejected, and we are seeing a massive pullback to the lower side. Jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, after making a low down there, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side. And in my previous videos, I was terming this movement to the upper side as an Elliot wave structure, having that as the wave 3, then a wave 4, then a wave 5. That is what I expected to play out here on the Vechain chart, but that movement to the upper side in that Elliot wave structure got invalidated the moment our wave 4 down here retraced into the high of that first wave, and having done so, I had to remove this Elliot wave structure from my charts and view this movement to the upper side as something else, and the only way we can view it as is just a massive ABC corrective movement, making our high at around the $0.03362 mark, and after making the high for that ABC corrective movement, whatever we expect on this other side is the formation of a 5-wave structure to the lower side, and I believe we have seen the formation of a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then a wave 5, which is a fractal wave we can now name as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And starting my analysis with the long-term scenarios that can play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves, after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever we expect after making that low is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, which is bound to give us a bit of a pump here on the Vechain chart. And because the wave 2 is a retracement of the first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 1 to the low of that wave 1 down here to give us a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 2 between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382 as a minimum down here, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. That is the minimum that I expect that wave 2 to the upper side to do, and that target area lies between the $0.029 mark and the $0.026 mark. So in case we continue seeing higher prices manage to break above the key area of resistance that we have at around the $0.024 mark and continue pushing higher, I will expect that movement to the upper side to end in this target area that I have drawn out here on the charts. Then once we maximize the formation of that wave 2, we can continue pushing lower in the formation of a third wave, though we can also invalidate that movement to the lower side in the formation of a third wave in case we manage to break above the fib level 0.78 fib level. So drawing out the Fibonacci's once more, in case we manage to continue pushing higher, manage to break above the $0.031 mark and maybe make a new high above the high that we have at around the $0.03362 mark, then that will be invalidating any movement to the lower side in the formation of a third wave in that 5-wave structure to the lower side. Also zooming out on this chart, we have the formation of a chart pattern that is in formation right here, which is a head and shoulders pattern, having that as the left shoulder. Then we have seen the head right there, then we have seen the formation of a neckline, then the right shoulder is in formation, then over here whatever we are seeing is a bit of a consolidation before maybe we see a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern, and this is a pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the head and the neckline. So using a trend line we can get that height between the head and the neckline like that, then place it down here to see the target area, the minimum target area to the lower side, which is back to around the $0.01 mark. So in case we see a breakout out of this consolidation that we are seeing over here to the lower side, lose that key area of support at around the $0.02 mark, then I would expect us to see a breakout out of that head and shoulders pattern, which will be taking us back to around the $0.01 mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out here on the long-term scenarios. Also getting back to this movement right here to give us the short-term scenarios that can play out. You can see as we have been trading within that channel, we managed to break out of that channel to the lower side a couple of times, which have been fake outs to the lower side, then getting back into the channel once more. Then you can see we had another fake out right here and another one right here, and at the moment we are trading within the channel once more. And it is possible that in case we continue seeing an increase in volume here on the Vechain chart, there's a possibility of us managing to break above the key area of resistance that we have at around the $0.024 mark, continue pushing higher, and maybe manage to break out of the channel to the upper side. And once that happens, I would expect to see a retest of the upper side of the channel before we continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 2, which should get us into this red target area that I have drawn out here on the charts. And in case we see another breakout to the lower side, lose that key area that is the lower side of the channel, maybe even see a successful retest of that lower side of the channel, then I would expect us to continue unlocking lower prices, get us back to around the $0.02 mark. And once that plays out and maybe we lose that key area of support at around the $0.02 mark, then my head and shoulders pattern will be playing out, and we might see a breakout out of that head and shoulders pattern, having a target area back to around the $0.01 mark, getting back to the forward chart so that we can also take a look at the indicators here on the RSI. On the RSI, we are trading at around the 61 mark, and that means we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 2, and also any movement to the lower side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD, we printed a bullish cross down here, and right here, we also printed another bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices could be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.